Oh,
we're live. Hey. I was waiting for you.
There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I was retweeting the Chicks in the Office Twitter. So if you're watching on there, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the live after show, for the Golden Globes, presented by Coors Seltzer. Cheers, Francesca. Cheers to everybody watching.
What flavor you got going over there?
I got black cherry.
Grapefruit.
You know what? Thank you to Coors Seltzer for helping us get through this award show that was 3 hours too long. Okay, 3 hours too long. We're gonna get to all that. We're gonna roast the shit out of the show because it deserves all of that. It was terrible, but there were some good moments, so we'll get to that. But first, go to CoorsSeltzer.com/chicks and get your first 12-pack of Coors Seltzer. It tastes great. If you weren't drinking it during the show, then you're missing out. But go get it. Go try it this week. It tastes great. So cheers, everybody.
Cheers. We absolutely love Coors Seltzer. The flavors are amazing. Grapefruit is delightful.
Needed that. I'm looking at the YouTube right now. We got people in the comments. We'll read some of the comments as we go along if they're good enough. Somebody said
you're good enough.
Somebody said it goes without saying for every single award show, this did not have to be 3 hours long. It just did not have to be 3 hours long. At 8:30, I couldn't believe that we had 2.5 hours left in the show. I started falling asleep. I said, you got to get through this. You got to get through this.
We say it every year, but they don't ever change. Like, 3 hours is the standard. I don't know when they'll ever change it. I hope they do, because there was a lot of, I would say a lot of maybe sketches and things like that could have just cut them out. It did feel like there was less gimmicky things, though, because it was virtual.
One might say that it was a lot of bits.
Yes.
You know, a lot of unfunny bits. I'd like to know who's writing all this down. We'll get to those, though. I want to start off with the fashion because, of course, that's the best part of the night. That's what we look forward to every award show. What are the gals wearing? What are the guys wearing? So let's go through the best dress of the night. KALEY CUOCO we have first. Fran, what did you think about this?
Obsessed. KALEY CUOCO is wearing an Oscar de la Renta gown that she posed in multiple times. You know, she even posed sitting on her floor after she lost, chowing down on cake and pizza and rosé. So that I'd like. This is a princess dress, obviously, but this is also like I'm nominated dress, like not just presenting, like I'm nominated. And I love it. It's beautiful.
I think this is an I'm nominated and I'm proud dress. Yeah, you know, there's some people that were nominated that I feel like they were like, why am I nominated? Lily Collins. But we'll get to that. I feel like this is an I'm nominated. I'm happy about the show that I did. I feel good about the work that I did. And she looks like a princess. So I think this was a good dress.
Yes. Then we have Elle Fanning. Not Ellie Fanning, but Elle Fanning.
Come on, Noah. Come on, Noah.
2 people in, already have a spelling error. Nailed it. Elle Fanning.
I'm done.
Elle Fanning looks stunning too. These were the first 2 dresses I saw was KALEY CUOCO's and Elle Fanning's. And this, Elle's wearing Gucci, and it's like, feels like another princess moment too. Elle also nominated. This has like Greek goddess Cinderella vibes. Like it's the Cinderella blue like color, but in that sexy like silk material. It's beautiful. Another winner, obviously.
Yes, I love how simple yet elegant this dress is. I love the color of it. I think that the Cinderella blue looks great on everybody. And if I were to get married and have a wedding dress, I would want my wedding dress to look like this in white. Just very like simple and sleek and elegant and just, you know, poised. It just looks good on everybody. I feel like a dress like this.
Yeah, she absolutely crushed it. And then one of the males of the evening, Dan Levy, looks stellar. Like I think seriously, so many red carpets. I know this is all virtual anyway. We are looking at pictures of them in their own homes or hotel rooms and things like that. Men kind of stay boring. But Dan crushed it. He had like this, I guess it's kind of, what'd you call it? Like a lime green color?
Lime green, like if you were going to take mustard and then you were going to pour lime juice in it and mix it up, I would assume that's what you'd get.
Yeah, it's really cool. Sequins, sparkles, love the shoes with it. I believe it's Valentino, so he's effortlessly cool always, I think.
Yeah, A+ for him.
Okay. Amanda Seyfried. Oh,
Seyfried?
Seyfried? Seyfried?
I don't know. I would say Seyfried.
I go back and forth.
Who am I to say?
And they said it multiple times during the show, and I remember thinking like, I think I don't say that right. So yeah, every time. This is beautiful too. I think this is a great color for her. And I don't know if that's like a shawl of some sort or sleeves or what
I think it's sleeves
on there. Sleeves.
I think it's a part of her dress. Yeah, great dress. I feel like it's very uncomfortable to sit in your home with, though, with the sleeves. Well, you know, if you cut the sleeves off, no, but I feel like if you're sitting on your couch and there's no sleeves and you kind of have a strapless dress going on, then it's like more comfortable. Whereas this is just kind of getting in the way the whole night. Still lovely dress.
Yeah, yeah. Angela.
Oh, she crushed it.
Angela is a goddamn queen. Angela Bassett is like 62 years old. Like what? Angela Bassett, yes.
What?
Angela Bassett is
holy fuck
stunning, literally ages back. She's wearing this Dolce & Gabbana gown. She's also jacked. Like she has the best arms in Hollywood, I think. Like her arms are toned. She looks amazing. It's a beautiful color. Like just an absolute queen. Angela Bassett just looks fantastic year and year as she gets older. It's incredible.
Yeah, she might be one of the best of the night, honestly. She crushed that.
And I love the long braid.
So good.
Yeah. Okay. Nicholas Hoult, I threw in here because I just think he looks
sexy. Where did this come from? I wanted to know where this came from. Okay. I saw you throw this in.
Yep. I put it in there
and I was confused.
Yeah, I put it in there solely for the reason that I think we all overlook how hot Nicholas Hoult is. I don't think it's talked about enough. I think he looks incredible. He's wearing Armani. He was not now The Great was nominated, which I was talking about today. Fantastic show that he's in with Elle Fanning. And I just felt like he deserved some recognition. That was all.
Fair enough. I mean, I feel like I've never recognized him before. So thank you for putting him in front of me.
Yep.
Now I get to appreciate
him.
Oh, I love this lime green color. I love this lime green color. I have to say, lime green is really, it's getting up there for maybe not lime green. I would say mint green. Okay. Yeah. I think I want to correct the lime. A mint green is really getting up there on the color charts for me. Yeah. There's something about it.
This is Cynthia Erivo wearing Valentino that totally came right off the runway. You can't even see her shoes in this, but her shoes are like this tall. They're awesome. This is very cool. There's not a lot of celebrities that can pull off the look that is straight off the runway like that. And Cynthia can. So this one was awesome too. And I think we can go to Margot Robbie, who is after this. Margot Robbie's in Chanel. And look, this is, I kind of feel like I had the same complaint recently about Margot Robbie at award shows. One of the most beautiful human beings on the planet. I just don't love the dress choices sometimes. Like this is boring to me.
She's absolutely stunning. That goes without saying. One of the prettiest people to walk this earth. Yeah. I never like her red carpet dresses. I always feel like she could do better. Maybe it's her style. Maybe it's her sense of style that we don't agree with. I just know that me and you both, every time we talk about her dresses, we don't love them. They're always pretty boring.
Right. It's just like kind of plays it safe.
She looks like she's going to like a backyard barbecue.
Yeah. Maybe not with those sleeves, but yes, I can totally. Yeah.
Cut the sleeves off. She's going to a backyard.
Yeah. It's like a maxi dress you're wearing out like to lunch in the summer.
Right.
Okay, Sophia CARSON.
Oh, Sophia CARSON, this was good.
So this is like the opposite end, right? We go from Margot Robbie, who's like, okay, kind of boring. Sophia CARSON, when she walks a red carpet, she fucking walks a red carpet because she never holds back. She makes bold fashion choices that sometimes pay off, sometimes don't. This is one that I think is awesome. Like, I just, if I was in Sophia CARSON's shoes and you're doing a red carpet like this, like, why not wear the train that is so sick like that. Like, you're never going to have opportunities ever again in your life to wear a dress like that dress.
Especially if you are actually walking the red carpet. Like, for the ones that were at home and didn't walk the red carpet, I kind of understand not throwing a train on yourself at your home. But if you are going to the red carpet and you're taking these pictures and you are invited to the Golden Globes, wear that damn dress. Like, that's what I don't get about Margot Robbie. You know, like, she hasn't been in the game for that long. Like, Meryl Streep still shows up when she shows up to a red carpet. Yep. So I feel like I wish Margot Robbie would add a little bit more spice into her dresses. But Sofia Carson loved this dress. Absolutely loved. I think it's really close to being my favorite of the night.
Yeah. And then EIZA Gonzalez, who isn't just another stunning human being, was wearing Versace, posing in her home. This dress is just cool. Like, this is just cool girl dress. I feel like it's sleek, it's sexy, and it's not.
Hey, I got boobs.
Yeah, and it's not like I was nominated. And I believe. I mean, Rosamund Pike was nominated for this movie, but I cared. She's in I Care a Lot, so it's just kind of like more fun.
Yeah, I was going to talk about when she wore that yellow dress to the Oscars and everybody was wearing a certain color and then she showed up in yellow and like some people were pissed and some people were like, she looks awesome. She did look awesome, but this is more appropriate. This is just stunning all around. She looks great. And I love the I got tits.
Yep. Last, we're just going to mention Laura Dern because she's an absolute queen and she's wearing this Givenchy suit that is.
We need a new word for queen because we can't call everybody a queen. Like, everybody's a queen. Like, Laura Dern deserves more than just queen. Like, she's Laura Dern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we can't throw queen to everybody.
You're right. Well, then you're gonna have to come up with another word.
I'll have to think on it. But as for her outfit, sexy Laura Dern.
Yeah, definitely. I liked the vibe she was going for. Had an unfortunate blunder there at the beginning of the show. That was not her fault with giving the first award, but we'll get to it. That wraps up some of our favorite looks. It was obviously a tough year for red carpet fashion. A lot of it was virtual. A lot of people were just posting from home. Like, there was later that you could see like Julia Garner from Ozark when you finally saw her dress. That was beautiful. Anya Taylor-Joy, her dress was stunning too, but it's like you didn't really get to see them, or you got to see the top half kind of in a zoom, and that was it, unless you're looking through it on their social media pages.
Right, but I would like to say that I appreciate everybody putting the effort in. Jason Sudeikis wore a sweatshirt, and I also appreciate that. I love that from him. I feel like that's very Jason Sudeikis. He's not going to put a full suit on. He's wearing a tie-dye sweatshirt because he's high as fuck, and he wants everybody to know it, and he's comfortable. So I appreciated that from Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler hosted once again. We love this duo. They're great. They really never miss, in my opinion. As boring as these shows get sometimes, I just really enjoy Tina and Amy. They were making jokes. They were obviously in two different locations, and they didn't hold back on ripping the Hollywood Foreign Press, which I can appreciate because the Hollywood Foreign Press, the whole show had a theme of the Hollywood Foreign Press, we fucked up, we know.
Yeah, which was honestly deserved. Because I feel like, who even is the Hollywood Foreign Press? Like, I don't know who any of those people are. I don't know if you do, but who are they? And I feel like they deserve to get shit on. And I love that they are getting shit on during their award show, and they can't control it. Those people, those actors and actresses are getting up there. They're going to say whatever the fuck they want because they're in the movies that the Hollywood Foreign Press is judging or whatever it is. So like, if they all agree on it, then the Hollywood Foreign Press can't really say shit. They kind of just have to take it. Yeah,
definitely. And they put out that, they apologized. They got on stage and apologized. And clearly it took them getting called out this way. Kind of feels like
that was wild, by the way.
A little late to the game on this situation. Like the fact that it's taken them till this year to be like, maybe we should have a Black journalist on part of the Hollywood Foreign Press. So they came out and had their little apology, but hopefully there's change. They were talking about it the whole show. But Maria, like you said at the beginning, a lot of kind of gimmicky skits and whatnot. It's all Maya Rudolph and Kenan Thompson go on for like too long. The Barb and Star situation going. And Maya Rudolph, I love. I think she is so funny. But like this stuff, it just went on for too long where it's not funny. The Barb and Star also not funny.
You could separate the person from their bad bit and like, yes, Maya Rudolph and Kenan Thompson are two very funny people, right? We appreciate them always. This bit, it didn't just go on too long. It shouldn't have happened at all. It wasn't funny to begin with. None of it was funny. Why put that? I don't know who approves this stuff or who writes this stuff and says, yeah, people are going to laugh at this. Meanwhile, everyone at home is watching this, shaking their head, saying, what the fuck am I watching? This isn't funny at all. I'm cringing out of my skin. I'm embarrassed for everybody. Amy Poehler is probably like, I don't even want to be doing this. I don't even want to introduce them because this is so unfunny. And then they broadcast it to everybody. Yeah. Like, how does this get approved? How does this go through? It's not funny. These bits were just not funny. No. Take out the bits so we can fucking cut an hour of this show. It's already 3 hours too long.
Yep. And then I think we just got to do a little bit of appreciation moment for the woman that is Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda is a goddess among us. She won the Cecil B. DeMille Award. And she just one thing, like, you don't realize how many amazing things she has done in her life. But they spoke about, not only her acting career, but her activism and all that she's done. And she came out and gave a great speech, and she looks fantastic. She's 83 years old. I mean, Jane Fonda is just a living legend. And if you don't, and she obviously has so many amazing things, but if you don't watch Grace and Frankie, you're really missing out.
I kind of want to set her up with my Nano. Like, that was what I was thinking the whole time. Yeah, because I was like, she's 83 and hot, and like, not to call my Nano hot, but he's like a great looking 83-year-old man. So I feel like they have a connection already. So Jane Fonda, if you're available, my Nano is a ladies' man and he's ready for your call.
I don't know if Nano's going to be able to balance Jane with all his other girlfriends.
Nano does have a lot of girlfriends. Yeah. That's true. But maybe Jane is like kind of like a fox and she doesn't want to be settled down. So maybe Nano could just be like a side. I bet Nano would be just a side piece to Jane.
Yeah, that's so true. Let's get into the TV awards. We're going to do the TV awards, and then we have Jeff D. Lou and Ken Jack joining us to break down some of the movies, because not going to lie, there's a lot of movies that we haven't seen. And so the TV is more, we've seen more of the television. The first award we're going to talk about, actor, musical, or comedy, which went to Jason Sudeikis. And boy did it seem like he wasn't expecting this. He won for Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso was very enjoyable, great show. But there he was sitting in his living room in his tie-dye sweatshirt. Definitely was high, like 100%. Where he was rambling enough where Don Cheadle had to be like, hey man, wrap it up.
Yeah. Jason and I both. I love Jason Sudeikis. I love Ted Lasso. I think that this was very well deserved on Jason Sudeikis' part, but it almost felt like he was subliminally talking about Olivia Wilde during that speech. I don't know, maybe just because we're like hoping that we get something. We're kind of like waiting. We're reading between the lines, right? And so it just felt like he was like insinuating something, but then he started talking about when he was like your partner, but then he started talking about his partner in the shows. So I was like, oh, okay, we're not talking about Olivia Wilde here. Noah had a ruthless tweet from Chicks in the Office where he put a picture of Jason Sudeikis' face next to the Falling lyrics from Harry Styles. Yeah. Ruthless, okay? Let's not, Jason Sudeikis is down bad. Let's not push him down harder.
Right. I also a good win for him.
This was a great win for him. Congratulations to him. It also sparked a huge debate in my mind, like a fuck, marry, kill of Jason Sudeikis, Vince Vaughn, and Ben Stiller. I was struggling for the rest of the show trying to figure out where I was going to piece all of these people. Jason Sudeikis, I'd love to marry, but I don't think he is a marriage guy. So how do you pick marry for him?
You just gotta assume that if you pick him, then it's all good. You can't really
hope you're the one.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Actress, musical, or comedy, to Catherine O'Hara, Schitt's Creek. I think that this was. It felt like a little bit of a given in this situation. It was Schitt's Creek's last season. and she is fantastic. Her performance as Moira Rose just gets better and better the more you watch it. And unfortunately, it was just another example of these kind of cringeworthy Zoom video awards, because she had, I guess that was maybe her husband. Her husband was like playing applause sounds on his phone sitting next to her, but we were already hearing applause anyway. And then he like fake played her out, like played music to tell her to like wrap it up. And it for someone that's very, very funny, it also did not land.
Jokes don't land during award shows. That's it. They just don't.
Accept it and move on.
Just accept it and move on, please. Unless you're Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, they're not landing during the rest of the show. That hurt me, like genuinely, as I was watching. I almost shut it off, and then I was like, well, we have to do this after show, so I can't shut it off. But I would, because it was so bad. But congrats to her. Very, very well deserved.
Yeah. And that leads us into TV series, musical or comedy, which also went to Schitt's Creek. Like I said, well deserved. I think this one was expected because it is the last season. We know they cleaned up at the Emmys last year, and it's just a thank you to all of them for their amazing show. We heard Dan speak about the show and everything, and it's just I just recently finished all of Schitt's Creek, so it's very close to my heart right now. So I loved seeing that. Very well deserved. And I don't know, I hope that maybe they don't bring the show back because this is where they wanted it to end, but they somehow do more in the future.
Maybe a movie.
Yeah, like exactly. Something like that would be great. All right, let's do limited series. Limited series, very popular. A lot of great limited series this year. Mark Ruffalo won for actor, and I know this much is true. Adore Mark Ruffalo. Absolutely adore him. I did not watch this limited series because I saw the trailer. He plays twins, and he obviously won the award, but everyone was talking about how amazing he is in this because, like I said, he's playing twins, two very different characters, but is obviously one man. So he did a great job, great speech, cute family moment. You just want to be in Mark Ruffalo's family. You do.
I love seeing an actor with a happy family. Yeah. I love it. I love seeing a successful marriage, kids, everyone's all happy, because you don't hear about it often. You just hear about the failures. So seeing his family be so excited and so happy for him truly warmed my heart. I actually started crying while watching it, and I was so happy for Mark Ruffalo and his family. Yeah.
And Mark Ruffalo is always looking out for number one, planet Earth. That guy is always standing up for the planet.
Him and Leo.
Yep. Actress in limited series TV movie, and I'll team it up with limited series winner as well, was The Queen's Gambit, and Anya Taylor-Joy won for Best Actress. Fantastic. I think that this is one of those ones that you worry she might not win because the show was so popular. Like you almost think it's too obvious because everyone watched it. But extremely, extremely well-deserved. She was fantastic. The whole show was fantastic. So I think, like I said, there's a lot of really good limited series, but this was great.
This was one of my favorite shows that I watched this past year. It was so good. If you haven't watched it already, you need to watch it. I don't know who hasn't watched it because I feel like everybody has watched it at this point. But if you haven't, it's a must watch. Really just phenomenal job on her part. I don't think there's going to be a season 2. Like this was a limited series, like we said. So, and I'm okay with that. I would be okay with the story ending the way it did. It really was a great show.
Yeah. Supporting actor went to John Boyega for Small Axe. I have not watched Small Axe. However, I can speak on the fact that I love John Boyega. A lot of Star Wars fan right here. So I've watched John Boyega. He's great. And then, I wasn't even really too familiar with a lot of the stuff in this category. Obviously, Dan Levy and Jim Parsons. I didn't finish Hollywood. But Donald Sutherland did not look like he was a living human on the screen.
He has hair in like, I feel like coming out of his ears. Like, that's how old he is, you know? Like, you see the white hair coming out of his ears almost. I was rooting for him just because of the scene in The Undoing in the finale when he's at the piano and he gets all riled up. For some reason, that always cracked me up. But otherwise...
Yeah. Congratulations to John Boyega.
Right. Like, didn't really care about this category that much, so...
Yep. And then, honestly, I'm going to throw all of these bad boys together because the season 4 of The Crown, they just cleaned up, wiped the floor with everyone. Gillian Anderson won for supporting actress for The Crown. She played Margaret Thatcher. Josh O'Connor, who played Prince Charles in The Crown, won for actor in a drama series. Emma Corrin, who played Princess Diana in The Crown actress drama series, won as well. And The Crown won for TV series drama. So The Crown just cleaned up. Season 4 of The Crown was fantastic. If you haven't watched it, I think it's a good, and it's fiction, right? You just saw Prince Harry was actually just asked about the show by James Corden because he was like, you have to remember that it's fiction. It's based in our real life, but a lot of it is obviously fiction. But these actors were fantastic. They all did a great job. Emma Corrin specifically, amazing Princess Diana. I know that there's a lot of projects coming with Princess Diana, actors playing Princess Diana. We know Kristen Stewart is going to be doing that shortly, but Emma Corrin was fantastic. And I think they were shocked. They seemed really shocked. And it was crazy that all these other supporting roles won, and Olivia Colman, who I feel like always wins for The Crown, did not win. But she seemed very happy for her co-stars.
I've never watched The Crown, and I don't really have a great interest in it, but I've heard how good it is. I don't... People will hate this.
The royal family, that's all.
I don't care about the royal family at all. Not even a little bit. I think Princess Diana is interesting. Obviously, that whole story is very intriguing, but otherwise, do not care about the royal family. So I don't think I'll be watching The Crown anytime soon, but I think it's well-deserved. I think people love that show, and I think if you love the royal family, then you are very into that show.
Yeah. That is me. I loved The Crown. It was great. That is pretty much all of the TV awards. So if we can bring in Jeff D. Lowe and Ken Jack, here they come. Woo!
The movie boys.
The movie guys, Lights, Camera, Barstool guys. Thank you guys for joining us and talking to us about these movies, because I'm not going to lie, I don't know too much about a lot of the movies that won. I really don't. I think I've seen like 2 of them.
I mean, one of them I just watched today for the first time. I watched United States versus Billie Holiday. Like, no one thought Andrew Day was going to win. So I just watched that today. And Jodie Foster, I haven't even seen The Mauritanian. So half of them I haven't even seen.
Right. All right. Let's I'll lead you guys through them and we'll talk about them. Let's start with the Supporting Actor Award, which went to Daniel Kaluuya. This was also the first award, and they had some major technical difficulties. And I gotta say, it was a tough timing, because I think, Rhea, you had said this too, right? Didn't Daniel Kaluuya just say that he wasn't invited to the Get Out premiere? And now they're okay, he wins the first award and we can't even hear him?
I saw that, and that was my immediate reaction to him not being able to speak, or he was speaking and we couldn't hear him, was that I was just cringing automatically, because I was like, this is so incredibly rude and disrespectful to him. Because first of all, we just saw that article came out where he said that he wasn't invited to the Get Out premiere. You know, it was he was the star and he wasn't invited. He was also filming Black Panther at the time. So people are like, oh, well, he was busy filming. But he said that he never got the invite. And then somebody was like, oh, well, you know, maybe it got lost in the mail. Maybe you just didn't, maybe it kind of slipped by you. And he was like, you know, when you are wanted somewhere. So I feel like that was really sad, honestly, and just rude. So him not being able to be heard, oh my gosh. And the first one, like, I could see that, you know, midway through the award show, fine. First award slipping up like that, bad.
This is like, and I'll let Ken Jack comment on, like, because him and I share the same thoughts on this movie, which was an amazing movie.
Great
but
movie.
I'll just say this.
I have watched this movie. Great movie.
Like, it's March 2021. This is like these were like Zoom problems that shows had last year in April. Like, the fact that they couldn't pull this off, and it was the first one. Like, you've had 11 months to prepare for this. You knew this was going to happen, and they somehow, which is that's the Hollywood foreign press. They just stink.
They're old.
Yeah,
you would imagine that they would send like a full tech crew to all the favorites' house and like give them a legit internet setup, like full camera support and all that. But like, no, just everything's fucked up. But Kaluuya, I mean, he kind of said it all in his thank you speech. I think he really poured everything into that role. And like his speech in the church, which is something that I know both Jeff and I really adore, is something that's like out of this world and really made me feel like almost I was like there listening to Fred Hampton speak. It was like easily the most deserved win probably in this entire thing. It was incredible.
Yep,
yes, I agree, and not because it's one of the only movies I actually have seen, but he was so fantastic. Like there's not you know, you watch a lot of great movies, but when a performance really like sticks with you, I feel like that's what he did. Like he had a performance that really stuck with you. Hi, Norman.
Hey, Norman.
Everyone say hi to Norman. Okay, and then the supporting actress went to Jodie Foster for The Mauritanian, which I feel like there was a lot of unexpected winners, I feel like in the movie categories tonight, and Jodie Foster was super excited. She thanked Aaron Rodgers in her speech. There's like a weird Aaron Rodgers. Shailene Woodley is in this movie with Jodie Foster, so interesting dynamic. But I mean, Jodie Foster's great, so.
I haven't seen this movie. It's not out. You can watch it next week, I think. And
I hate that. Like, I hate
why would that be a part of the award show?
Like, give them at least.
That's so stupid.
Put the movie out before the award show, then, if they're gonna give her the award.
The Oscars, I have my issues with as well. I know I love the Oscars, but at least the Oscars is like, we'll delay till April, so at least you can see most of the movies.
Right.
The Globes, it's like they just stick to their guns because they're so stupid. And they gave it to Jodie. I mean, sure. I can't. I don't know what to say about it.
Right. We'll talk again in a week when this movie comes out.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
It's classic HFDA. It was, I think, the front runner for the entire time was Amanda Seyfried, who was really awesome in Mank. Like she was really, really, really good, and you could even tell in the interviews they were doing before or like during the beginning, like pre-roll stuff, like how much she poured into the character. And I honestly did expect her to win. And just when you see a movie or somebody win something for a movie you haven't seen yet and have no access to even see, it's not even like, you know, you had the chance, but you're like, oh, I'm too busy, got to do something else. It just pisses you off. Like, I just want to know what you're all talking about. I feel like I'm out on the joke.
Right, definitely. Then let's do animated movie. I gotta say, I did watch Over the Moon, which I thought was very sweet as well. But the other ones I have not seen. But Soul was fantastic. Soul ripped my heart, and I just ripped my heart out of my body. I watched this with my siblings and Rhea, who fell asleep, but that's it's an accident.
I was drunk and intoxicated.
Yep. It was late, and we turned it on very late.
1 a.m. and I was not sober.
Yes, but my entire family, we were bawling our eyes out at the end.
Soul is really good. Soul is like the most adult movie that Pixar's made, and it hits you. It hits because that's the thing. It's like, especially people like right around our age, like, you know, we're like even more like figuring out our careers and stuff. You're like, oh shit, like they did it again, and it was very good. The other movies in the category are okay too. I mean, no offense to The Croods and New Age. Shout out to Nick Cage. Anytime Nick Cage is something nominated, that's pretty cool. But now Soul was the deserve. Soul's gonna win the Oscars too. So I was happy to see it.
Yeah, I would tell you, had no chance was Onward. Onward was just not even coming close to that territory for me. But Over the Moon, though, I'll agree with you, Fran, was very delightful. Super big surprise for coming out of Netflix. Yeah. And it was like this close to being like a really good animated movie, but wasn't. And I'll tell you what, if you liked Soul, you are gonna really like Raya and the Last Dragon, which we had just recently watched. It is like right in that same sort of territory of not quite like a kids Disney movie, but like like older teens Disney movie. It is awesome.
I mean, that's right up my alley. Like I really haven't found a lot of animated movies that I don't enjoy. So I'm sure that I will like it. And then let's head into the musical or comedy category. Actress went to Rosamund Pike for I Care a Lot. I think that this is a very hot movie right now. Everybody's talking about it. It just came out on Netflix. And she just plays a really good hateable person. She really does. So good for her.
Oh my God. I mean, the ending, I won't spoil it, but like if you haven't seen it, the ending is worth the entire movie, because to be honest, if the ending didn't happen the way it did for this movie, I don't think I would have liked it as much as I did. I think, towards the end of the movie, I was like, if this doesn't play out the way I want, I might hate this movie. But thankfully, it ended the way I think we all wanted it to. And so it was a great movie. And she did a phenomenal job. And EIZA Gonzalez as well. They were both great.
She never won for Gone Girl, and I think she probably should have won for Gone Girl. So a little redemption there.
Yeah.
I read Maria Bakalova from Borat was like the favorite, but then I read a really funny tweet of someone saying, like, how did anyone think she was going to win? The Hollywood Foreign Press only gives things to celebrities, like, and she's a nobody.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So like they would never award it to somebody who they don't recognize. And also Kate Hudson was obviously incredibly relieved that her very offensively bizarre movie she did not win for. So you could tell she was probably happier.
I was shocked that she had such a big party with her waiting for this
Goldie
award.
I
was
they
like,
were all there. Kurt was there. Everyone was there.
I was like, why are we having such a big party for this movie that you really shouldn't be nominated for?
I gotta think Kate Hudson is pretty happy that this press cycle for her and this movie is over, because I've watched a lot of interviews now, and I watched her do the red carpet with it was on I believe the interview was on E, and Juliana Rancic was like, yeah, you guys have gotten a lot of criticism for this movie. Like, she's just had to answer that question a million times now. So that's got to be tough. Yeah, that's when you just are like, thanks for nominating me. I'm going to get drunk with my entire family and like really hope I don't win.
Yeah, super surprised to even like offer to be part of like that bigger role in the beginning. Like, she's like introducing stuff and like talking about her movie. I'd be like, yeah, no, I just don't want to do anything. I want to move on from this chapter of my life forever. But Rosamund Pike, anyway, just for best comedy musical actress, she was so fucking good. And I think, Rhea, you hit the nail on the head. And like, normally when I watch a movie, I almost want them to like not give me what I want, right? Like, you want to be teased. But in this movie, I was like, if I do not get the exact ending I want, I'm going to be furious with this movie. And thank God we did. But like, she was so unbelievably good in how angry she was able to make an audience feel, both in Gone Girl and in this. And I think she really earned it. It was an incredible acting performance. And she looked great. What an outfit.
Right, while also keeping her composure and staying calm throughout the whole movie while playing an excellent villain. Like, she plays a really good villain that doesn't have to be loud and obnoxious and in your face. She's just so calm about it, and that's what makes it even better and more devious.
Big night for Sacha Baron Cohen for Borat, subsequent movie film won. He won for actor and for Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy. I have not watched this. Don't really have any desire to watch this. Borat doesn't really do it for me. It's just not. Just doesn't.
You tell me you're not like an 18-year-old frat guy? That's crazy.
Just
I have a hot
take for me. Go ahead, Rhea.
I watched. So I've seen both Borats, but I never watched the original until last week.
Oh wow!
I thought this one was better than the original.
That is a hot take.
I know it's a hot take. It's a very hot take. And I may not be the best person to get this information from, but it just, neither of them really did it for me. But I think because the first one was so hyped to me, and it was like, you need to watch Borat. How have you never seen Borat? You need to watch Borat. And I think that's why maybe I'm saying I enjoyed the second more than the first, because I had no expectations going into the second, because I never even really, to be honest, understood what it was. I didn't know that it was all like off the cuff, like not scripted, and he was just throwing himself. That's why I think I was like, oh, wow, good movie. So I think that's why, maybe it's probably not. I don't think anybody agrees that the second is better than the first.
It is a hot take.
That's why I think I feel that way. It was just because I didn't know anything really about it and was taken aback. I was like, wow, good idea. Great idea. And then when I watched the first one, it just didn't really hit. Just didn't really hit for me. He
had no chance, but Andy Samberg was delightful in Palm Springs. Mm-hmm. But my only real reaction in this category is this picture of James Corden.
Yeah.
And I cannot get enough of his face. Another person who was horrified that he might win because his role everybody hated, and the prom stunk, and his role stunk. So the delight on his face that he didn't win, because I saw some people tweet, they're like, this seems like one of those moments that they do it, that the Hollywood Foreign Press rewards someone who's like gonna have a weird moment. he looked like he wanted to cry all night. He felt incredibly uncomfortable.
It was all around a weird category, like for actor and for Best Picture. Like you got
Hamilton should be nominated,
right? You get Hamilton, which is just a movie version of the play, and music, which we all just talked about, like problematic. The Prom, just bad movie, and Palm Springs, which was delightful. I think I also enjoyed Palm Springs, but it wasn't like I would never think like, wow, that movie should win awards.
Yeah, you know? I think of all of them though, Palm Springs is probably the out of those four.
Yeah. If I was Corden, I would have done what Jeff Daniels did, which is just show up from like his bedroom in a Zoom and like wearing a flannel. I clearly just like, I think somebody tweeted he took a break from dinner, did the Zoom for the Golden Globes, and then just went back to dinner. He's like, I'm just out of here.
Right. It's the same with Bill Murray. Bill Murray was like in his funky like button down shirt, looked like maybe he was in Florida. He had a nice tan and he had his martini and he was just like, didn't even know he was tuning into the Golden Globes. Look at him. Like he's like, cheers to you people I don't know.
Leto. Oh my God.
Leto and his
Jared
Leto. What an asshole, man.
I hate Jared Leto. I really do. God, he sucks. Like he's such a pretentious douchebag.
Yeah.
And you hear what he was saying too, like when they introduced him, he's like, yeah, I'm the hills of Nevada, you know, I'm just like relaxing and hanging out. And you can hear some IKEA. It's like, you're such a dick. Just shut up. You don't need any more.
He literally wants to be Jesus so bad. Like, come on, Jared. Come on.
Oh, man. All right, let's do screenplay and director. Screenplay went to Aaron Sorkin for the trial of the Chicago 7. I think that this was pretty expected, right? I think that anytime Aaron Sorkin is not, yeah, especially with the Golden Globes too, because you talk about the name recognition, and Aaron Sorkin is the name recognition.
He's the guy.
And Chloe Zhao was the shoe-in for director. But actually, she was gonna win. She's doing a Marvel movie. That's amazing. That's very cool. She's gonna win the Oscar. But I'll take this moment, Rhea. And I actually know, friend, you liked it too. Promising Young Woman got shut out tonight, and that's a real shame.
Yeah,
it really did. That movie was phenomenal. It really was so good. So many twists and turns throughout the movie too. Like it didn't play out how you thought it would. The writing, the screenplay was great. The acting was great. Yeah. Everything about it was an A+ movie, and I'm really upset it didn't get any recognition because it really deserved it.
Yeah,
I would have preferred it win even in best screenplay, because like with Trial of Chicago 7, I don't think it's even close to Aaron Sorkin's best work, and I feel like the screenplay was almost like outdated, and it was like something that was more 2010, 2007-ish, and it just wasn't really a movie that I feel like was representative of 2020. And it's just a shame, because a movie like Promising Young Woman was so unique and so different and just so against the mold, and for it to get recognized would have been huge. But then they just look at Aaron Sorkin's big, face, and they're just like, yeah, we got to give him the award. So maybe it's Aaron Sorkin. We don't have a choice. It stinks.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. It's Promising Young Woman was a totally like different type of screenplay that we haven't seen in a while, and I thought that it was really, really cool. But Chloe Zhao winning for Best Director is great. I think people had hoped that would happen too. The second woman to ever win Best Director at the Golden Globes. The first
crazy.
Barbara Streisand.
Crazy.
37 years.
In 1984.
That's fucking nuts.
So Chloe is the second woman to ever win Best Director at the Golden Globes for Nomadland. So it's just that's a crazy statistic. And Jeff, like you said, has Eternals coming out, so that'll be really cool. She just seems like a great. She was like very chill about it. She was just like, oh, thanks everyone. which was nice. And all right, to wrap it up, we'll go through drama actress, like you were just saying, Jeff. Andra Day won for the United States versus Billie Holiday, which just came out, I believe. Like I think like last week I saw it, because I didn't really see it either. I Googled it and was like, when did this come out? Did I miss this? Came out February 26th. So
she's good.
Not long ago.
I don't think the movie's very good, but she's good.
It's a weird movie in that sense.
It kind of seems like maybe it's a Renee Zellweger with Judy kind of situation, right? Like the movie objectively was not that good, but she was good and she won for it. And I feel like maybe that's the same kind of vibes we got for Andra Day, but she was very excited and she looked great.
What did you guys feel about Joker? Now I know this was, like I just,
last year's Joker.
Right, no, I just wanted to know because I was comparing it. I feel like, in my opinion, I thought he was great, but I thought the movie itself wasn't as good as he was.
Not alone. Trust me, you're very much not alone. I think that's a very common consensus among a lot of people.
Yeah.
Though I will say this one, and again, she's great in this. The gap between good movie and good much bigger than in Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chadwick Boseman won for Best Actor for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. His wife accepted the award on his behalf, and this was our waterworks moment of the evening. The fact that she was even able to get through. Her speech was incredible. The way she kind of framed the whole thing and said, well, this is what he would have said, but he's not here, so let's continue to live like he would want us to. Was great, and it's just a reminder that it just fucking sucks.
He was great. He was incredible in this movie. He's very deserving. This was the most stacked category, I think, of the night. Maybe outside of like the comedy TV acting category. Like Riz Ahmed, Sound of Metal is really good. If you haven't seen it, Anthony Hopkins is great in The Father. That comes out soon. But Boseman's deserving. It's like a nice little cap on like a year of tribute. It's still just very fucking sad.
He was really, really good. And I think we had mentioned it in our review of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's like, it's a movie that, with knowing in hindsight like what he was going through during this, like while this movie was filming, it makes it so much more powerful watching him like really put like everything into that role and put like so much more emotion and like it's sort of like behind the desperation of the actual character, which was going through a lot, the character of Levy. So it was a very well deserved win. But like Jeff was saying, Anthony Hopkins in The Father, that's coming very soon. It's an amazing role. Riz Ahmed was amazing. Tahar Rahim for the Maritunian or whatever. We still don't know.
No idea.
We don't know.
Might be good.
Still unknown. And then Nomadland took home Best Picture. I have not watched Nomadland, so I don't really know. But Frances McDormand, I feel like, is always fantastic in whatever she does. She's just that kind of actress. And Chloe Zhao accepted that award as well. And it's just funny because that is always considered the biggest award of the night, but because it is last and it is always they're always short on time, they just make it go so fast. Like they're like, oh, by the way, Best Picture Drama, Nomadland. All right, good night, everyone.
Well, that's like when fucking Bohemian Rhapsody won 2 years ago, and everyone was just like, "What the fuck?" And then the show just ended. I will say, so Nomadland, I like Nomadland. I don't love it, but like it is great. This is where Ken Jack and I can be like really snobby and pretend we know what we're actually talking about. Like it is great filmmaking. The two best movies I saw this year were both in the foreign language category, though, and that was Minari, which everyone should watch. Minari's amazing, and then Another Round, which is like a Danish drinking movie, and they're both incredible. They're both fantastic. So there was a couple other movies like outside of this category too, but this was another tough one. And Nomadland is going to probably win Best Picture at the Oscars. I think that's rather clear at this point. Even though the Globes doesn't mean shit and doesn't indicate anything for the Oscars, it's an awful award show, but it is probably going to win. It will likely win Best Picture.
I think low-key one of my favorite moments of the night was when Isaac Lee Chung won for Best Foreign Picture, and his daughter jumped up on his lap, and she's like, "I prayed for you, I prayed for you." It was absolutely heartbreaking. Or not even heartbreaking, heartwarming. It was amazing. It was such a great moment. Like you're saying, Minari was an amazing movie. The Father, I think, is also fantastic. Again, they're coming out very soon. Sound of Metal, which is on Amazon Prime, incredible. But Nomadland, like Jeff was saying, the overall quality of the film and the process of filmmaking is kind of something you can judge a little bit separately. And it definitely was, I think, an amazing movie that was deserving of it. And if you like Chloe Zhao or you like Nomadland, it's streaming on Hulu now. You should also watch The Writer, which is a movie she made previous to this, which is very similar. She's very good at telling super authentic stories. And this story, which is all about the nomads just going across the country, she uses a lot of people that are actually in that situation. So it's not just all actors and actresses. It's a lot of people who are actual nomads. And they had a big process in her sort of design of the film. It makes it just feel that much more real and authentic and less fake, which is what happens in a lot of movies.
My like one last thing has nothing to do with this award. I just needed to say this because it would have been something you talked about earlier. Who the fuck does Jane Lynch have shit on at NBC that she
know,
hosts everything on that network? It is just unbelievable. I don't hate Jane Lynch at all, but
yeah,
every game show, every like event, like now she's doing the Golden Globes. This is unbelievable. She has dirt on somebody.
I was watching the red carpet and then I flipped maybe like 4 minutes before the show started and realized that it was Jane Lynch, and I was just cracking up because they totally butchered the entrance into the show too. Like they
big
went
time
back and forth. They were like the timing was off, and then they were like, and the show is starting now. Like it's just they
she hadn't seen any of the movies. She's trying to talk about them. And she's like, yeah, Promising Young Woman. It was so uplifting and fun. It's like, what the fuck movie did you watch, dude? You clearly didn't watch that.
Right. She's just taking that from like the title and has absolutely no idea of anything else. Oh man. Oh, well, thank you guys for popping on and joining us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Everyone, your Coors Seltzer, thanks to Coors Seltzer. You can go to CoorsSeltzer.com/chicks and get your first 12-pack on Coors Seltzer. So it's a pretty sweet deal. Go check it out. Thank you guys. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.